Okay, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Jandy Reynoso and I am one of the advisors from Education USA in Mexico City. And today we have representatives from Boston University, St. John's University, Diablo Valley College, St. Cloud State University, and Temple University. They will be sharing information about Education USA Academy, summer program for students who are in high school. Um, we will start by sharing just really quick what Education USA is, and then each of the universities then will share information about each of the academies. Okay. Perfect. So what is Education USA? Education USA is a U.S. Department of State network of over 430 international student advising centers in 178 countries. Our network promotes U.S. higher education to students around the world by offering comprehensive and current information about opportunities to study at accredited institutions in the US. Some of our activities include, okay, I think we're experiencing some problems. Hold on a sec. We have some of our activities that include advising and also information session in our center, advising centers, but we also have out center activities and also virtual activities like this one. So I will give the time to Boston University that will be giving the introduction on their summer program. Okay,
Hi,
we're
everyone.
ready.
Hi, good afternoon. For those of you joining from Mexico, buenas tardes. My name is Keaton, and I'm from Boston University. And I'm going to talk to you about our Education USA Academy program. So I want to start with the city of Boston and the reasons why you would want to come to our city. First, Boston is known as America's education capital. And that's because here we have 7 of the top 50 nationally ranked universities. Boston University is one of those. We also have Harvard, MIT, Boston College, Northeastern University, Tufts University, and Brandeis. So many different institutions. Next slide, please.
Sorry.
That's okay.
There we go.
Boston is also an international business center. We have thousands of what are called startup companies. Those are new companies, and many of those founded by immigrants. So it's also a very welcoming city to people from abroad. Next slide. And it's also one of the oldest cities in America, in the United States, founded in 1630. In this picture here, you can just see some of the beautiful colonial architecture that we have if you're walking in our downtown area. Next slide, please. And one more reason is sports. So Boston is home to many national championship teams, which includes the Boston Red Sox for baseball, Boston Celtics for NBA basketball, the Patriots for NFL, American football, and also Boston Bruins for hockey. This picture here is Fenway Park for baseball. And next slide, please. All right, so a little bit about Boston University. We are a very large private university. Almost 35,000 students, and a large percentage of our students are international. We're made up of 17 different schools and colleges and more than 300 fields of study. And you can see our ranking here as well. Let's go to the next slide. All right, so this picture here is a view from the air of one of our campuses. So Boston University has 3 campuses in the city. This is our main campus, which is the Charles River campus. Everything you see within the white line is that main campus, and that's about 2.5 kilometers in length. If you are at the edge of our campus, then you can take a train 10 minutes into the very center of the city downtown, or about 20 minutes if you want to walk. What you also see is that we're right in the middle of our part of the city. So if you're walking down the street, you almost can't tell it's a university except for all the students. Let's go to the next picture. And so this is a picture of our EducationUSA Academy students from last year, going right to that center of the city, which, as I said, was just 10 minutes away from the end of campus. Next slide. So being in our program, you become a BU student. You get one of our student ID cards like you see here. And that gives you access to all of the on-campus facilities. So next slide. So that includes our libraries. We have actually about 20 libraries on campus where you can do your work. Next slide. We also have a $100 million fitness and recreation center. This is a picture of our climbing wall. And next slide, please. And this is a picture of our Olympic-sized pool. If you know the Olympian Michael Phelps, so this is a pool where he actually has practiced before. So it's an amazing facility. And so you get access to that being in our program. Next slide, please. All right, where are you going to live? So for our program, you have on-campus dormitory housing. We have a specific dorm on campus, which is pictured here, where all of our high school program students live. You'll be in a shared room, so you'll have a roommate from the program. You'll also have what are called program assistants. So these are Boston University undergraduate students who live with you in the dorm. They take you around to your activities, but you also can get to know them and learn about how they got into BU. You'll have a full 19 meal per week dining plan as well. And that's one of the things we do really well. The food is actually really good at BU. Next slide, please. Now, for our academy program, we have a STEM focus. So STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. What that means is you're going to be studying alongside graduate researchers from BU. We're going to bring in expert guest speakers from different scientific fields to give guest lectures. You'll also be working with authentic scientific articles that you're going to analyze along with your classmates. Like other academy programs, we're also going to give you an introduction to undergraduate admissions in the United States. So you'll be meeting with BU undergraduate admissions for some exclusive and special presentations that they'll give you. We'll work with you on creating a draft of your college essay. You'll also get a TOEFL and SAT preparation. Those are the standardized tests that you need to take to apply. And we'll also take you on tours of a lot of those universities that I mentioned that are in Boston. We also will have a number of field trips. So let's go to the next slide here. So one of those is the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. This is an amazing marine science center just outside of Boston. That's one of the big trips. And next slide, please. And this, for example, is our Museum of Science. There's actually a lot of other trips, and so if you go to our website, you can learn about more of those. Let's go to the next slide here. So some basic information on the program. We hold it in the summer. The length is 3 weeks, and it's a program where you can either have a tourist visa to join us or visa waiver if you qualify for that. We do offer scholarships, and so if you want more information, you can see the website here. You'll also be able to get that after this presentation. So that's a great way to learn more about us. Let's go to the next slide. All right, also what I'd like you to do is check us out on social media. So we are at BU CELOP. CELOP is the center that offers the Academy program, CELOP. That's where I work. And so you'll see a picture here of our Instagram page. You'll be able to check out our highlights. We have information on the different aspects of being on campus, from our student activities to housing, dining, the city of Boston. We also have some takeovers from our Academy students from last year. So I encourage you to check those out. All right, next slide. All right, that's it. This last picture is just another picture of our students from this past year. And you can see all the different countries that we had represented. It was really a diverse group. We would love to have you look at our program as well. So again, remember Boston University and our EducationUSA Academy program. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Just a quick reminder, we will be answering questions at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Christina from St. John's University in New York City. Next slide. So these are just some overviews of the general EducationUSA Academy information. I know most of you are here because you're interested in the Academy, but just in case, these are pre-academic programs for international high school students, and most of them will include content that will help you be prepared for an experience in college in the United States. They'll allow you to live on campuses and really kind of understand what it's like to be on the campus of a US university. Next slide, please. There are 11 options this summer in lots of different places. You'll hear about many different places today, and the programs can be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Variety of price points, and some of them, as you heard with Boston, have a special focus like STEM, and some of them are more general, like the one that we offer at St. John's. Next slide. In general, you need to be between 15 and 17 years old, although there is at least one school that will take 18-year-old students, and you'll hear about that. You should be a high school student and not a US citizen. There may be a language proficiency guideline at some schools. At St. John's, we're able to accommodate all levels of language proficiency. We don't require a recommendation letter for the program, but other schools may. Next slide. So St. John's University is located in New York City, and we actually have 4 different locations in New York, and our main campus is in Queens. Queens is part of New York City. We also do have a location in Manhattan, another one in Staten Island. Those are both also in New York City, and then one that is further east in a suburb of New York City. We also have international locations in Paris and Rome. This program takes place on our Queens campus. Next slide, please. St. John's is a mid-sized university. We have 20,000 students from 115 different countries, and we have many different majors. There are over 100 majors. And this picture here you can see is the lower part of our campus, one of the many lovely places on campus in the spring. Next, please. So some of the program features, we do some of the test preparation that was mentioned previously, TOEFL preparation, but also general university readiness, including sessions on how to write your personal statement for your college applications. And we also talk about the variety of institutions that are available in the United States for students to choose from. We also include a service learning project. St. John's University includes service volunteer work in almost every course, and that's no different for our EducationUSA Academy. Next slide, please. So this summer, our program includes something that we're calling deep dive sessions. Since we've chosen not to specialize the academy, what we do is we give students the opportunity to meet with faculty and students from a variety of our colleges and schools to learn about the various options that are available, to see some of our labs and studios that are used in our undergraduate programs, but also getting to meet some of the faculty that will be the ones who teach in those programs. In addition, as was the case with BU, New York City is a college town. We are home to many famous institutions and well-ranked institutions. And as part of our academy, we bring students to some of those different institutions, including New York University, Columbia University, and then some of the city universities of New York, which are the public universities in the city. We also offer a session for each student in one-on-one college advisement to talk a little bit more about the kind of things you might want to study while you're in college. Next slide, please. We have tons of opportunities for really great activities in New York City. Some of them are on campus. So obviously we have a big, beautiful campus in Queens, which allows us to do things like movie nights and game nights and sport nights. But we also have all of New York City to explore. And that includes places like the Empire State Building or the Statue of Liberty. But we also like to take our students to places that are a little less commonly known so that they can get a real sense of the city. Next slide, please. I'm not going to go through the sample schedule, but if you visit our website, you'll be able to see what a sample schedule looks like. Each day typically includes some kind of academic programming and then some trips or visits to other colleges and institutions. Next slide, please. So for the St. John's EducationUSA Academy, you need to be between 15 and 17 and a current high school student. We don't have an English language proficiency requirement. Students will have varying levels of proficiency and be placed into different groups based on those proficiencies. But we will do an online interview with students so that we understand your proficiency better. There's an application to the program online, and that's the way that we know that you're interested. And as with all the other academies, students should apply for B2 visas or for a visa waiver if that's applicable to the country that they come from. And on this slide, you can see a student from last year's academy standing in the middle of Times Square. Next slide, please. This is one of our residence halls. So all students live on campus in our residence halls in shared rooms. And in fact, they live in shared suites. So there are a number of bedrooms within an apartment that has a shared common area. And this allows students to get to know one another and to have social time outside of just the trips and activities that we plan. I should note too that all of those activities take place with St. John's student ambassadors. So these are undergraduate student or graduate students from St. John's University who help to bring our students in the EducationUSA Academy around New York City. Next slide, please. This is the information for this year in terms of dates and tuition, and of course all of the things that are listed on this slide are included: tuition, housing, meals, all the activities, and health insurance. And these two photos are also photos of our campus. So as you can see, it's not what you might picture when you think about New York City. It's a very green place with lots of open space, and those buildings on the top are some of our residential dormitories. Next slide, please. Safety is something that we take very seriously. So there is 24-hour supervision available on campus, and we have public safety on campus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And all of our public safety staff are certified in emergency response, including first aid and CPR. And every building is only accessible by showing your ID, and your room key is your ID card. There's public safety at every dormitory entrance, so housing is very safe. The rest of the campus is open but in terms of housing, those buildings are extremely secure. Final slide, please. So this is the main entrance to the university here. And so we would love to talk to you more about our academy, and I can be contacted at the email address here, and I'm sure they'll share more information with you about each of the schools after the presentations.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sally Conover. I'm the director of the International Education Center at Diablo Valley College, and I'm here with my colleague. Oops, can we unmute Alex? All right, well, until Alex, oh, there we go.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm the program manager for the Academy program here at DVC.
Great, so next slide, please. Okay, first of all, Diablo Valley College is located, we are a 2-year community college. We're located in the San Francisco Bay Area in Northern California. So just some key components of all of the academies, which you've heard. The number of hours of instruction per week varies, but it's usually around 22 hours a week of class. We do have workshops on the U.S. higher education system. So the system is very different in the United States. So we have a lot of workshops so that you can understand what you need to do to apply to a university, to a college in the United States, and how you can prepare. We also do university campus visits, and we'll show you some pictures of those later. We also include a national park visit in our academy. So in our summer academy, we visit Yosemite National Park, and we have an academy in the winter time, and we go to Monterey and Big Sur on the California Pacific Coast. We also do service learning opportunities, volunteering. So we visit senior homes and do presentations and a variety of activities. Our program is a little bit different in that students do live with a homestay family. So this is actually a great opportunity to learn more about U.S. culture and share that with a host family. I think one of the great things about all the academies is the diversity of students. And we'll show you, well, you can see the diversity in the picture to the right of just all the students coming from so many different parts of the world. And the visa, of course, on a tourist visa or J1 if you're sponsored. Next slide, please. So here's, I love maps. Here's a map of the United States, and you can see the 11 academies across the country. We're all by ourselves on the West Coast, so come and visit us. Next slide. Okay, Diablo Valley College is located in Pleasant Hill. We are a suburb of San Francisco. So we are around 35 minutes to San Francisco, around 15 minutes to Berkeley and to Oakland. So a really beautiful part of Northern California. Next. So you have many choices. There are 11 academies, and they're all great opportunities. I think Northern California has a lot to offer. It's a beautiful area physically, the ocean, the mountains. There's also a lot of STEM focus, and our program does have a STEAM focus. We add the arts. So we do visits to tech companies. We have visited Twitter, we've visited LinkedIn, we've visited some robotics companies in the past. We invite high tech and entrepreneur speakers to come and talk to you, and that's integrated into the curriculum. I think it's not a coding camp, but we try to get students to understand all the different possibilities of careers that you could have within the high-tech industry. People think just engineering or just computer scientists, but in fact, the industry needs people from all different kinds of careers and majors.
Yeah, I'll add to that. You know,
Please.
we've had guest speakers from Pixar, you know, from within the animation industry. We talk about, well, you know, we need people with art skills and people with animation skills in high tech, not just software engineers. So we like to focus on the broad options for careers in STEAM.
Great. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we are one of the programs that will accept students who are 18 years old, so from 15 to 18 years of age. We do ask for a letter of recommendation from an English teacher, and we are looking for students with an English level of a high intermediate or advanced level English. Okay, next. I think with most of the programs, the tuition cost includes everything. So it's a package price. It includes tuition, activities, housing. We pick you up at the airport. We take you back to the airport, medical insurance, and all field trips and activities. So we tell students, you know, you don't really need to bring any money. Usually we recommend maybe, what, Alex, $100 should be sufficient.
Yeah.
It would depend on how much you want to shop, right? Okay, next. Our class schedule, we go from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30, 2:30, or 3:30 in the afternoon. The morning we focus on academic and writing skills, and then in the afternoon really focus on presentation and communication skills. So the class is structured so that you're learning all of the skills that you would need in a university setting in the United States. Okay, next slide. All right, Alex, do you want to take over?
Sure. So another component of our program includes visits to other college campuses in the area. You'll see in the bottom picture 4 of our students walking on the campus of UC Berkeley, looking like rock stars. We even tweeted at UC Berkeley, look at these rock stars, and they said, yeah, they can be rock stars and Berkeley students. So students are always kind of thrilled to visit the campuses of the schools that are near DVC. UC Berkeley is a world-class institution, Stanford University, another world-class institution. And so it's really, you get an exposure to some of the best that the US higher education system has to offer. We also run workshops focused on improving your own college applications. So understanding, you know, what it takes to write a successful personal statement and how to best present yourself in your college application essay. And we have academic counselors who come to talk about when you choose a major, what the timeline will be for if you go to community college and transfer to a four-year university, and you know the different ways that you can achieve your goals through DVC. So next slide, please. Right. So speaking about Diablo Valley College. It is a community college. The reason it's called Diablo Valley is there's a big mountain here. It's a volcano that was called Mount Diablo. So that's, you know, that's the reasoning for the name. It's a large institution. We have around 22,000 students, and of that, 1,000 are international students from 67 plus countries. There's over 45 different majors. And if you look at the chart on the bottom, you'll see that this tuition comparison, this shows that if you were studying 1 year at DVC, your costs would be between $6,000 to $9,400 versus a private university or UC University of California system, much more expensive. So most students who go through the community college system save a lot of money by doing 2 years at a community college and then transferring for the final 2 years of their bachelor program. Next slide. So this This is an overview of the campuses that we visited. Obviously, you spend time at our school and then visit UC Berkeley, Stanford, and University of San Francisco. Next slide, please. Service learning. So another component of the program is giving back, right? We want you to get a sense of the overall community in the Bay Area. So we take our groups to visit a senior home to interact with some senior citizens and share your culture with them through presentations. And we've also in the past done some service at food banks and food shelters here in the Bay Area. Next slide, please. This is a sample activity schedule for the Academy program that we run in the summer. You can see some of the major activities over the weekends. The first weekend, the trip to Yosemite National Park, which is an amazingly beautiful national park here in California. You can see that there's really very little free time. Your schedule is pretty much packed the whole time you'll be here, other than some Sundays where you'll be with your host family, and host families really like to share what they like about the Bay Area and life in the U.S. and take students to other parts of the area. And if you're interested in like, oh, I want to see, I don't know, Marin County or some other part of the Bay Area, they can help take you there. So you'll see we're busy all the time. So it's a very jam-packed schedule. Next slide, please. So here's some more photos from activities. We have on the left, that was a trip to Big Sur. That's for our Academy program that we run in the wintertime. The middle, obviously the iconic Golden Gate Bridge, which we bike across. And the top is just a group from, our last group enjoying some boba tea, which was a new cultural experience for them. They never had the boba tea before. So next slide, please. These are some examples, more photos from national parks. You can see in the middle photo that we transport all of our students in a private charter bus for the overnight trips. And the trip to Yosemite does involve camping. So for some students, it's their first opportunity to camp, and it's always a lot of fun. Next slide, please. And homestays. So Sally, do you want to talk about homestays at all?
Was my timer. Sure. So these are just some pictures of students with their homestay families, and I think the homestay experience for both the students and the families is really rewarding. They oftentimes stay in touch and visit each other long after the program has finished. Next slide. This is just an example on our website, which you can visit to see where the students have come from over the years, and you can see there's great diversity. So one of the best things about the Academy, any of the Academy programs, is you're in a classroom with students from all over the world. And so you're not only learning about US culture, but you're learning about the culture from places that you may never have heard about before. Next slide. Yeah, and so just again, the diversity, this is our picture from last summer, 13 different countries represented in a group of 19 students. Next slide. I think we're out of time. We are out of time, and this is our contact information, and then we're happy to answer questions at the end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Valencia Borgert, and I'm from St. Cloud State University here in the state of Minnesota. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share what our academy looks like and provide all the information that you will need to make an important decision. Next slide, please. As I was saying, this is, we are located in Minnesota, and our theme is Unleash Amazing, unleash the potential that any student brings to our academic community. Next slide, please. I wanted to bring this aspect because I know parents and students and everybody is right now concerned about the coronavirus, COVID-19, and I just want to bring, it's the elephant in the room. So I just want to reassure everybody that the university is committed to the safety and well-being of all students and campus visitors. So rest assured that at all times, we are always very mindful of your safety in all aspects. The requirements for our academy is looking for a high school student between 15 and 17 years old. And in terms of the English proficiency, we're looking at intermediate, middle level English skills. And I will explain to you why we're looking at that level of proficiency. Obviously, we're looking at a non-US citizen who lives outside of the US, and we're looking at recommendation letters in addition to the complete application. Next slide, please. What to expect from our STEM focus, our academy. We are two elements. We have the elements that all academies are going to be able to provide, and the college prep and the activities. We do the college entry preparation for the ACT, and we offer seminars so the student can better understand how our educational system works. We do offer the college tours. Last year, the students were able to go to private universities, more urban universities. So they had a 2-year technical colleges. And so they had the ability to differentiate and assess the possibilities in each campus that they visited. They will live in the dorms. You will be in the campus living with in a room for two students, double room. And the beauty in this aspect is that your roommate will be an American student. I should mention that we run also another summer program during the same dates that we have the academy. And the other summer program is STEM related. And it brings students not only from Minnesota, but also from all over the country. So the student in our academy has the possibility not only to share the room, but also meals and all social activities with the other group. And talking about the cultural activities and field trips, Minnesota is a beautiful place in the summer. It's more beautiful in the winter too. But we also provide the opportunity to have different exchanges with other students that are also here. We have a social dance for all our groups that are high schoolers that are also in the on campus for summer programs. And our field trips go to, we did last year as a point of reference, we went to the Science Museum of Minnesota, the Historical Society, we went to a Native American reservation, and we went also to a state park. Along with what is expected in any academy, we do work in the college essay writing to get you ready for the personal statement. But in addition to that, we also address a scientific report, and that's why the STEM focus is so important. And I want to go into what it means for the student to have a STEM focus, to be in a STEM focus academy. What the students will do is research enhanced projects. It means that the student will work under the tutelage of a faculty from the engineering and science college, and will be also working with grad and undergrad students in the science. Will be able to use our labs. They will receive, the academy student will receive training in how to use our very expensive equipment to do all the experiments. And we do offer field trips to industrial sites. We went to different companies, local and also in different parts of the state, where the students were able to watch projects to be able to see how manufacturing works. And within that STEM focus, we expect the student to be able to do a presentation of the research that he or she did or accomplished in the 3 weeks he or she were with us. So they will be doing a poster presentation to different, to parents from the students who are here in the science programs, and faculty will be attending. I know a lot of people look forward to that presentation and the ability to talk to all of our academy students about their accomplishments. Next slide, please. Here is just an example of what a week would look like. As you can see, we start at 7 a.m. with breakfast and we go to bed around 10:30, 11 is our days are full of activities. In the morning, we have language class and college seminars. And in the afternoon, we dedicate our time to the STEM project. Obviously, we do have extracurricular activities. The dinner and all lunch and breakfast are shared with the other high school students who are also on campus. And we do have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a different day. We have the campus visits and cultural exploration, I explained before. And then Sunday become a different day in the sense that we do have some activities during the day, but once after 6 o'clock, after dinner, all the students are expected to go back to do their homework and work on their project. Next slide, please. Just a reason why we focus on STEM. We are very privileged as an institution to have state-of-the-art technology and the installations. They're amazing, and this was built in a partnership with the private sector. So private and public sector being able to work together in working in real projects, in solving real issues in industry. Next slide, please. An example of the research topics that my students did last time. We have one group did nanoparticle project, the other one did a supernova project, and the last one did a space debris project. Very interesting, high level projects that were overseen by a faculty. And this is continuous research that's been going on in the classroom throughout the years here in St. Cloud State. Next slide, please. So along with the academic part, this is not all about studying. This is not all about spending hours in a lab. We share our culture. In the picture, you can see our student from Iceland sharing information about her country, her hometown, to a group of international students. And the second one, you see our group. We had 5 students from different countries, and they were enjoying the outdoors. We have a lot of concerts in the summer here, a lot of activity going on outdoors, and they were able to share that experience. And also the last one, you can see our student from Russia. She was enjoying a meal with one of our high school student from one of our programs whose parents are from Russia. So there was some connection, and that's where they enjoy the friendship. Next slide, please. Once again, security and safety for our students is paramount. We have public safety is open 24 hours a day, all year round. We have officers that are always around, ready to assist any student, to offer escorts, and we work very closely with St. Cloud Police Department. And I should indicate that everybody who is in contact with the student goes through a very rigorous criminal background check. Next slide, please. So what's the application process? These are 2 things that we really would like to see. We want for the student to fill up the official online application, and we would like to see a recommendation letter from the English and science teacher for 2 purposes. We want to determine that the student has the English level to succeed in the program. And the second one is we want to make sure that the student is quite interested in science, because that's what differentiate us from other programs. The research is real, the research they're gonna be doing a lot of on hands. So we wanna make sure that their interest is there. Next slide, please. So the cost is, you have it in there. It covers everything like in everything else that every other academy is offering. And I should add something else for the next slide, please. We offer scholarships with a value of $1,100. So in reality, if you take the real cost and deduct the scholarship, we still believe that it is still affordable for all our students, for anybody who would like to participate. Next slide, please. So once again, this is a group of our students. The student with the glasses, he was from Egypt, and he came to the academy, and I think he's gonna be heading to New York, to Rochester University. We were able to help him out, and what tilted the balance in the application when he submitted to the university was that he submitted his scientific report, and that caught the attention from the admission committee in Rochester University. So he just informed us that he's gonna be heading there in the fall. The other students are also members of the other program. And as you can see, we were in a park in there that day. Next slide, please. Once again, I wanna thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to be here. We are in social media. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter, and also on Instagram, and we're continuously updating information, and you can contact us in we're more than glad to talk to parents and send us an email. We can connect in Zoom. Now that's what we do. Next slide, I believe this is one more. Oh, that's it, thank you.
All right, hello everyone. This is Shannon from Temple University. I work at the Center for American Language and Culture, which is the host for our EducationUSA Academy program. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so here you can see a little bit more about our city. Like I said, we are located on the East Coast, and we're the second largest city, just behind New York City. And what I love about Philadelphia is that we're a center for culture, arts, cuisine, and history. And we're also the birthplace of America. So that means we're a historic city. So while there are many modern and contemporary places to explore, we have some really great colonial historic locations that we love to take students to visit. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so our campus. Like I said about Philadelphia, how it's a good combination of the modern and the historical, that's also our campus. So you can see here some of our historic buildings, but also on the top right there, our new library, which is our modern system that we just had installed last year. We are also the home of the Temple Owls. That's our mascot, which you can see here in the middle there, one of the statues of the Temple Owls. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so as I mentioned, we do have 4 exciting tracks to choose from, which include our University Academy, our Art and Design Academy, our Music Academy, and our Film Academy. So I'm going to go into detail on all of the academies in the coming slides. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so to start off with, our University Academy. In this academy, you'll build your English language skills and knowledge of university admissions along with taking an elective course. So you can take either American cinema, where you get to watch a couple of different movies and discuss these with your classmates and learn about the structure of film, or TOEFL or IELTS preparation course. In our Film Academy, you study at Temple School of Theater, Film, and Media Arts. And there you get to work and learn about creating film and media art, learn how to use professional equipment, and also create your own short film. I think that's one of my favorite parts of the program, because at the end of the program, you get to share that film and then continue to save that film to then use for university admissions and your portfolio in the future. Next slide, please. Now on to our Art and Design Academy. which is through Temple's Tyler School of Art, which is the number 15 art school in the nation. You get to choose from 7 different art courses there at Tyler, and that could be from drawing to painting, and you take these classes with American high school students. And at the end of that program, you also get to show your work at an exhibition with the domestic students and our EducationUSA Academy art design students. And then you get to keep that work. As I said, with our other arts focus, we want you to build that portfolio to be able to use for admissions in the future. And then finally, we have our Music Academy, which is for students interested in becoming either music majors or wanting to study music in the future. So in this track, you're going to learn about music theory. You're going to experience a variety of workshops and presentations and performances from guest artists that we bring to campus. And then also you get to create an original composition. So just like our other 2 art focuses in our academies, you will create that composition to then have to share with your staff, to share with the other academy students, but to have for yourself for the future. Okay, next slide, please. So here you can see a sample day schedule of what it would look like if you were at our EducationUSA Academy. So in the morning, you will go to your track classes, and then after lunch, everyone comes together and goes to our admissions workshop, where you learn about getting admitted to a United States university, how to apply, what university life is like. You then get to choose your elective. So as I mentioned, American Cinema or TOEFL or IELTS prep. We have those college campus visits, as everyone's been mentioning, and then also local regional field trips. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so as I mentioned, we do have in the afternoon, evenings, and on the weekends, a variety of social and cultural trips for you to really bond with your fellow Academy students, our EducationUSA chaperones who are undergraduate or graduate students at Temple, and also just to have some fun while you're here. So these are just some examples of some of the trips we love taking students on, like rock climbing, visiting some of the historic locations like the Liberty Bell, the Philadelphia Museum of Art, game nights, bike trails, and so much more. So those are just some examples for you all. Okay, next slide, please. We also do 2 regional trips and a third, which is more of a to learn about sports here in the United States. So one of our regional trips is to New York City, where I grew up, and then also Ocean City, a local beach town here in the United States. So both of these locations are within a short drive of Philadelphia, and we really love the opportunity to be able to take students to visit 2 of these amazing cities while you're here in the United States. And then also we go to the Philadelphia Phillies baseball game while students are here. So here you can see examples of pictures of our students on some of these activities and trips. All right, next slide, please. All right, just as I mentioned, I love showing pictures of past students enjoying some of these activities and trips. So here you can see pictures of some of our students from past years going to Reading Terminal Market, City Hall, the observation deck, Independence Hall, and the Liberty Bell, and then also rock climbing. So these are just some of the examples of trips we love to take students on throughout the program. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so as everyone else mentioned, we do have campus visits. We love Temple and we really want students to learn about Temple, but we really also want you to learn more about other opportunities for you in the United States and the other university experiences you can have. So as you can see here, some of the campus tours may include some of these universities. These are ones we visited in the past and that we may visit in the future. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so one question I always get is, where will I live? Where will I live on campus? So we do have on-campus housing for students. You live in a residence hall with your fellow Academy students. The on-campus residence hall is designated for minors only. So this is domestic students who are also high school students or EducationUSA Academy students. Beyond the high school students who are in our program or in the other high school programs, besides that and staff and security, no one else is allowed access. In the halls, rooms are designated by gender, and we provide 24/7 staff and security, which include public safety and also our Education USA Academy chaperones. We do also have a curfew for students. It's a very long day. As many of the other presenters have mentioned, you'll be very busy in all of the academies, so we want to make sure you get some rest. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so just to touch on safety a little bit, as I mentioned, there are lots of ways we work to make sure students are safe and comfortable and looked after on our campus. First of all, that includes our chaperones, which are undergraduate or graduate students here at Temple University. Those students will be traveling alone on their flights to the United States. Our staff or chaperones will be picking them up at the airport. All staff and chaperones receive extensive incident and emotional support training. Students are also provided a code of conduct and rules and regulations that we provide for the program before entering the program. And then finally, our EducationUSA team does do our best to have a good balance of privacy and oversight so that students are safe, but they can learn and enjoy themselves while they're having a good time and staying safe while you do so. All right, thank you. Next slide. All right, so we usually do host our summer program in July, so please look out for more information on our website and updates for this program. But I did want to mention our winter 2021 program, which will be in January, which those are our tentative dates. The cost of our program, just like the other presenters mentioned, will be all-inclusive, so that will have your tuition, your transportation to your different activities and from the airport, the activity fees to all of those fun trips and activities that I mentioned, your food, your lodging, however you will be responsible for your flight. I do want to mention that we have scholarships available. So if you visit our website, you can find out more about scholarship opportunities and how to apply. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, well, thank you everyone for sitting down and taking the time to listen to everyone. Again, my name is Shannon. I work at the Center for American Language and Culture here at Temple. You can email me at tcalc.special@temple.edu if you have any questions after today. And you can also check us out on social media. We have our Facebook, our Instagram, and YouTube at Temple Calc. All right, everyone, thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for presenting now. We have some questions. I will unmute everyone in just a second. Okay, I think we have everyone on mute now. Okay, I will read some of the questions that came up. Let's see. They're asking if the coronavirus will affect this program. If anyone would like to answer that.
I could start, and then I'm sure everyone wants to add something.
Perfect.
So again, this is Kaiten from Boston University. So thank you for the question. It's very important. So for some context, many universities around the United States offer programs during the summer. And some of those are EducationUSA Academy, but there's also many other programs. And I know that for all of our institutions, student safety is the most important thing. And so that is going to determine if we offer the program. For Boston University, we currently, in our spring semester right now, are running online courses. BU has not made a decision for summer courses yet. That being said, if we decide that with coronavirus, it's not safe or not good this year to offer the program, we will be offering it next summer in 2021, in July. So I would say, please follow us for more information on that. Also, if BU makes any changes for the summer, we will be letting Education USA know so they can also send out that message. So right now, we plan to offer our summer courses, but you know, that could change. So please kind of keep in touch.
I'll just jump in. This is Sally from Diablo Valley College, and like BU, we are right now still hoping to offer the course this summer. We have a little bit of flexibility if things look like if we push our program back a little bit later. If that means that we could offer the program, we will try to do that. I think probably the most important thing is that you, like Ketan was saying, that you check our websites or you check the Education USA website where you can find the updates. And then we also do offer a program in late January, February. For some of you that might work, for some of you that might not work, but that's always an option. So I think right now we all have to be a little bit flexible. We don't really know what's going to come in the next couple of months.
Well, from St. Cloud State perspective, I agree with what Ketan and Sally said. We are in the same position, and we're still, as of now, we're still offering the academy. But as you know, the circumstances, they could change. So just keep up with our information, I guess.
Yes, this is Shannon from Temple. I want to reiterate what everyone is saying. We want to stay updated. We're hoping to still host our program, but we want to keep everyone updated. So please look out for more news on our website. Please always feel free to contact us, and then also consider maybe our winter program next year.
Okay, we have a few, most of the questions are regarding the COVID-19, if it will affect these summer programs. Marta is also asking if you have considered the option of doing part of this program online, given the current situation.
I'll jump in. I think that's a great idea. I think we are offering our language program classes online currently, and then we'll also do that in the summer. I think part of the academy experience is so much of the activities and being on campus and doing the campus visits. Of course, it wouldn't be the same experience online, but I actually think it's kind of an interesting idea. We hadn't thought of that right now. And I'm not sure that we could for the summer. That would be moving really fast, but I think it's an interesting idea. Maybe the advisors could poll the students to see if they would be interested in an online program.
I can jump in for BU. Thanks, Sally, for that. I know for Boston University that if we have to offer our summer programs online, that we would not offer Education USA Academy this year. We would postpone, we would delay until 2021. And that's for BU. It could be different for other programs, but we want to offer it in person.
And for St. John's in New York City, you know, we're currently hoping to be able to offer our program this summer. But if we couldn't, we would be the same as BU. We have other programs that we could offer online and that we will, but given the nature of the Education USA Academy, and as you say, Sally, what it offers in terms of really giving an experience of being in a US institution and seeing other US institutions, we feel like you know, it wouldn't be something we'd want to do virtually, but we would have other opportunities for students in the summer and throughout the year that may be online that they could take advantage of and then join us in 2021 if, you know, we weren't able to do it this summer.
Yes, this is Shannon from Temple University. Similar to St. John's and BU, we do have an interest in the program for this summer, but if Temple University's undergraduate courses all are online, Similarly, our EducationUSA Academy would be postponed instead of being online. Just the nature of the program and the activities, our intention is to make sure that it's in person.
Yeah, and I agree what my colleagues have said. We are in the same position.
Great, thank you. Danielle is asking, it says, it's just offering an English program or majors. Do I have question about one major? So this webinar, Danielle, was specifically for summer programs for high school students between 15 and 18 years old. If you are interested in learning more about undergraduate programs, you can contact us. I will share your email with you, our email with you, so you can learn more about it. Sochil is also asking if this program is only for non-US citizens.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, that's one of the requirements that comes to us from Education USA. So that's actually a requirement of the of Education USA, that this program is for non-US citizens. You know, if for some reason, for example, you were a US citizen who was born in the US and then moved to another country and had been living there since you were 1 year old and, you know, never came back to the US, it could be possible that you could participate, but that would have to be a special exception because the general requirement is, yes, that this is for non-US citizens.
Great, thank you. And then last question, they want to know about some of the scholarships that some of the academies offer.
Sure, I can start here for BU. So we do have scholarships available for program applicants. You can find information on our website. There is a link on the Education USA Academy webpage to a scholarship section, and you can learn more about the requirements. Quickly, students need to complete a full application for the program, and then they need to write an additional scholarship application essay to be considered for a scholarship. And we will be giving out both a full and partial tuition scholarships. And so you can learn more on our website. Thank you for the question.
St. John's University also has scholarships available, and that information is on our website. Our scholarships are partial and up to 50%. And I know some of the other schools already mentioned their scholarships, and we'll probably repeat that information. But I do want to mention also for this year, it's late in the year to be thinking about scholarships not offered directly by the schools, but for the future, if maybe you're thinking about next year, many US embassies around the world also offer scholarships, often full scholarships, and include airfare. And you can find out more about that through your Education USA Advising Center, whether there are scholarships available to you from embassies in your area. So that's another source of scholarship for academies. Even if a particular school doesn't have a scholarship available, there could be scholarships available by the US embassies.
And at Diablo Valley College, we actually just finished, we closed our scholarship application window, and we're actually interviewing our finalists this week. So I apologize that it's too late to apply for the next program, but we do, like other people have said, for our winter program, we do have scholarships, and our website has the information if you wanted to apply. And I think our general advice would be apply early for scholarships. The earlier, the better. No one is ever going to tell you it's too early.
This is Shannon at Temple University. We also have scholarships available similar to some of the other universities. We have partial to full scholarships. As already mentioned by Sally, please apply early. We start looking at those very early. I love reading the essays that come in from students. So please look at our website for the deadline for the scholarship and the scholarship application.
This is Elizabeth from St. Cloud State University. In regard to the scholarships, as we do offer a partial scholarship, and we're still receiving applications, and it consists mostly, the process is fill up your official application first. Second step will be fill up the scholarship application. We anticipate, we want you to have a short essay and the reason why you deserve the scholarship, and then we will take it from there. So there is a possibility there.
Great, thank you so much. I think those are all the questions. I would like just to conclude by showing our email and our contact information. If you have any more questions about the Academy programs, make sure to visit their website, educationusaacademy.org, EducationUSA Academy.org. We will be sharing with you the recording of this session and also this presentation if you want to look for their information. If you are not in Mexico and would like to know more about your closest Education USA Advising Center, make sure to contact us, write us an email at mexico.city@educationusa.org, and we will let you know the closest Advising Center. Just to remind everyone, we will also have another session similar to this one tomorrow at the same time at 4 p.m. in Mexico City time, where we will talk about two other academies that have the same program. So I would like to thank everyone, Boston University, St. John's University, Diablo Valley College, St. Cloud University, and Temple University for being here today with us. Make sure to write if you have any other questions to them directly. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Nice seeing you.
Bye, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.